it's a fantastic time to be an LA sports fan, which I am. And I got to tell you guys my story about what happened to me yesterday. Okay, I have to start the show like this. And it's going to lead into our first topic about just violence at games right now. I mentioned it on an earlier show, but all you have to do is just look at Twitter pretty much every day, and you're going to see what happened at stadiums the day before. People just feel they have the green light to go off at games right now. Like, there's not going to be any repercussions. I'm talking about fans and what they think, all these tough guy fans that are out there. So yesterday, a good friend of mine who's a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, a great, very, very renowned doctor, said, let's go to the game. So we got some tickets last minute. We go to the Chargers-Cleveland game. It was my friend, myself, and my son, Dash, 12 years old, right? So we're going to the game, first time at SoFi, got to see the stadium. I describe it as it's like walking into the future. The stadium is so incredible. It is just $6.5 billion. It should be. The most amazing thing is the field is about 5 stories below ground. You come in, ground level is the third level, the third floor, and you got to go down to get to the second and first. So it's unbelievable.
I love that.
But I got to tell you guys, it was on my mind. I was thinking, okay, there's going to be a lot of Cleveland fans here today. No question about it. You know, you never know what fans are capable of doing. They get drunk. I hope things don't get weird. When you clash, when you combine two different fan bases, you throw a lot of alcohol in there, you just never know, right? So I thought, I hope nothing happens. I don't want to be involved in anything like this. And I don't go to games looking for anything like this. So it was a phenomenal game. Did you guys see any of this thing or what happened?
Great game.
47-42, just back and forth.
Justin Herbert, what a man.
God, we're going to talk about him in a second. So the game's over, right? So the Chargers score. They hold. Baker Mayfield tried to bring the Browns down the field. No luck at the end of the game, so it's over. 47-42. I was thinking, you know what? There's got to be some history that was made today, some sort of NFL record that was broken. I go, let's get a picture with the scoreboard in the background, with the score. So the three of us are just sitting there. We were amongst all kinds of Browns fans. They were all over, barking the whole game, feeling very, very confident and secure as they were leading. So we turn around, and we're going to do the selfie. My friend, the doctor, holds out the phone, and he's going to do the picture. As we do it, this guy standing behind us, in the row behind us, yanks the phone out of his hand. Yanks it out. And we're like, all right, man. Hey, that's kind of funny. I know the Browns lost, but hey, we'll take the phone back again. No, you won't. He wouldn't give us the phone back. He would not give the phone back. He said, you're not getting the phone back. I go, what are you talking about? Give him his phone back. He goes, the only way you're getting this phone back is if you leave right now. You're not taking a picture. I mean, literally, it was just like that. I mean, this guy was probably 60 years old, and then you're immediately thinking, you can see how these things get escalated, right? Because I don't go to a game looking for a fight. I'm not a fighter. I haven't gotten into a fight since college, but I wanted to punch him. I literally did. He stole his phone. That's a theft, right? And he was so blazing about it and just ridiculous. And then things escalated, and then a bunch of other Browns fans come in and try to get involved and start chirping. And it literally could have taken off. It literally, like, you had to hold yourself back and say, give him the phone, or you can see how this would happen.
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
But I wanted to punch him because he deserved it. But my son was there, Dash. Now later did I find out
if he lives in Cleveland, Tom, there's nothing that you can do to him that God hasn't already done. So,
well, later I found out that part of the reason I think he was ticked off because Dash was apparently turning around and barking at them after every San Diego touchdown. So maybe he was or LA touchdown, excuse me, after every Charger touchdown. So he was instigating it, but he literally would not give the phone back. We had to freaking get it from him. We had to take the phone back. He could have broke that phone. You know, That's theft, isn't it?
Had they already started circling you with other phones, like getting ready to videotape it?
Absolutely. And then this woman who was just so annoying, she comes in there barking at us like she had anything to do with this. And then they were just converging on us.
Did anybody start yelling World Star? That's where you know it's about to go down. When people start yelling World Star, you know it's about to go down, Tom.
I mean, you go to a game, you better be ready for something to happen. You just better. And don't go look to pick a fight because you'll find one.
It's those types of games more than any, right? Like if your team just gets blown out, you kind of know. But those back and forth emotional things, those highs, those lows, and then when you're on the wrong side of that, you got that thing in you. You got to get it out.
But they're looking to have their moment.
This is the West Coast in both of you guys. It's like you guys have never hopped in a car with a bunch of your buddies and headed up to Fenway Park in nothing but Yankee gear. getting ready to rock and roll.
Well, you
man.
could
This
do
is part of it.
No,
man.
that's a little bit of a part of it. But I also think that there's just a
You
little
ever heard
shift
of the bleacher
right now.
creatures, man? What do you think happens when people wearing Boston Red Sox gear sit up in the $5 seats back in the old Pepsi bleachers?
Yeah, but
man?
that's like a back road brawl, where you go to the parking lot of the local bar where you know that they're going to have like
You're
amateur
upset that you
UFC
had
fighting.
Great seats with your surgeon friend, and you're like, I don't have to deal with this plebeian nonsense.
It wasn't plebeian nonsense. It's a loser looking for a fight. Who should have been punched for doing it.
LA, San Francisco, you guys really do take it a little bit too far, though. For all the smack talking that we do, pushing and shoving and all that stuff. Whenever you hear about somebody getting like beat up and jumped in the parking lot,
and they're playing in the playoffs right now.
You might get killed. The
it's
Dodgers
possible.
Giants, you don't mess around.
You
man.
don't. You can't take a chance. David, if you get a chance, maybe roll some of these fight videos that we have. You can kind of see what's been going on. I don't know if you saw that one guy get cold cocked in that White Sox Astro series. An Astro fan throws a beer on a fan in a White Sox jersey. He pushes him or pushes someone next to him, and this guy just drills him in the face twice. So I do have a point with this. I just think that the lack or the lawlessness that's going on in this country and the lack of accountability, knowing that you can get away with things now that you couldn't in the past. You can steal in Los Angeles. You can take everything off the shelf at Walgreens in New York City if you want to, and nothing's going to happen to you.
A guy walked into a pharmacy today in San Francisco and just started taking pills and walked out.
Yeah.
It's pretty outrageous.
I mean, okay, how much – this kind of goes back to the generational thing, though. Like, I remember almost maybe every Thirsty Thursday that I played as a player, people were getting into it. So I wonder how much of it is –
How many dollar beer nights did you play?
No,
outrageous.
Alcohol plays a part in it. There's no question.
But I mean, like, back then, nobody was filming that stuff. Like, I wonder if we're just getting access to this stuff now firsthand. People are looking for it.
It's always happened. I will give you that, Zach. It's been going on for years. I don't know if we're more offended by it or it's happening more frequently or if it's just being filmed more. But I do believe there is a fairly high percentage of people that go to a game now looking for it, and it's easy for them to find it, and it's going to get recorded. It's going to give you that 5 seconds of fame or 1 day of fame or whatever.
I don't know, man, but I remember the malice at the palace. I remember when there was times when hockey player was like once a year hockey players or a basketball player would go into the stands. You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, but those were very rare, and that was in the 70s or Malice in the Palace, 20 years ago. I'm just talking about regular fights in the stands that are just seem to me more of a production. Like they're going there looking to do it on purpose to get the video and whatnot. And it could have been me on that video.
You think it's the Sons in 4 thing? Like this guy became
that has something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Totally. He was honored by the Suns.
Yeah, and Barstool.
Yeah. And they actually, I think, did a bobblehead for him. Do we have any of the video? Did you play it? Yeah. Okay, just let it roll in the background. We could see some of these fights. But yeah, so anyway, that shocked me. But I was ready to roll. I really was.
Were you ready to get down, huh?
Well, the thing
this was last night in the Chiefs game. I mean, look at that.
Oh, and the week before, the Chiefs and the Eagles got into it in there. Yeah.
But look at this guy. He's a clown. I mean, is he knocked out or is he faking it? Is
know.
he dead? I mean, it's crazy.
That was a nice
stuff that's
pratfall, though. I mean,
the stuff that bothers me, though, is like a bunch of drunks up in the bleachers getting into it is one thing. But like when you're there and you're with a 12-year-old kid and like that's the stuff that really bothers me. And that's actually what gets me fired up. Like, some drunk guy chirping when I'm there with my buddies, that stuff really doesn't bother me.
Exactly. Yeah.
If I'm there with kids or a girl or my mom or something,
you could just see the mob mentality coming too, and that's what it is too. These guys, they feel bad that their team lost, so they got to get some sort of payback, and that's how they're going to do it. Be a tough guy for a minute.
You have what? You've got three $15 an hour employees per section. I mean, how can you possibly look? It's the people that are.
I give him. He took a good punch, man.
Yeah.
He wobbled. He didn't even go down. But you're right. There's no security whatsoever. There's no repercussions at all. You're in more trouble if you step foot on the field, and run around for a little bit than if you punch someone and knock them out.
There you go. Like, look at that. Back in the day, how many times I couldn't believe I was watching the Mets documentary. Every freaking game, there was people on the field. At least that's not happening. I don't know. Ooh.
That looks like Giants fan fighting each other. I mean, that turned into a melee. That was at the Giants game earlier this summer, Giants-Dodgers. But here's a prediction. Someone Now, people have been seriously injured before, but someone's going to get killed. There's no question about it. Stab, shot, something that escalates in the parking lot. Someone's going to get seriously hurt in the stands.
You think so? You got, it's like going through TSA to go to a game anymore. You get like patted down. You go through the metal detector.
Well,
it's insane.
Yeah, but that's true. There might not be a weapon inside the stadium. There could be in the parking lot. They go to their pickup and grab a gun. But inside here, you get a couple people stomping on somebody and pushing them, and
all right, so
hit the stairs.
Let's be pragmatic. Tom, what's the solution? You've been around sports for 30 years. What's the solution?
Here's the solution. You put one of these clowns in jail. You make an example of them, or at least if you want to have some law and order in your own stadium, whether that's Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, Fenway, wherever it is, Mile High, doesn't matter which team. Some of these guys have to do some time. I think that would discourage some people, from trying to do it again. Hey, thanks so much for checking out that short clip from Sports Now with Tom Zenner. If you want to see another short clip, click right here. Or if you want to see the entire episode, click right here. Thanks for watching, everybody.